Good morning. It's Monday morning. It is 6:45 nearly, so that means I have to go get ready for work, which we don't like. I am working on Firewitch again. I have 7 days to get it done, so I made myself a sticky note. These are kind of the last major changes that I need to make. So I've got about 6,000 words to write fresh, and then some adjustments to make as I transfer it all into a Word doc to send off to the beta readers. It's all a little bit rushed. I don't like being this close to a deadline at all, and I haven't introed the vlog. So I'm Via Winter. I'm an indie author. I'm currently working on Firewitch, which is my debut novel, hopefully coming out by the end of this year. I'm working on the 3rd draft. It is going to beta readers next week, and then hopefully there'll be one more draft, and then it will be going to copy edits. And I think I'm at a point where, and I didn't say this in last week's vlog because it was huge and had far too much of me having a meltdown in it, but I think I need to be careful. I found myself with this beta read feeling like I think part of me is waiting for someone to say, yes, it's good enough, publish it. I'm waiting for that validation, I'm waiting for that approval, and that's not going to come. That's not the point of this beta read. I don't want them to come back to me and say it's perfect. Obviously that would be great if the feedback was actually there is nothing wrong with this book and it's perfect and you should just publish it now. But that's not going to happen. It's a process of learning how to edit a book. It's a process of figuring out what types of feedback I want, need, and otherwise, but it's also a process of learning to trust my own instincts and trust myself to know when it's ready, and potentially will never be ready because it will never be perfect. I'm a perfectionist. And I was watching a video by Katie Wismer last week. It was about mistakes she made or what she wished she knew when she started publishing. And one of them was the first book is always going to be your worst book. And that, I think, is so true. And I think I have to accept that as much as I love this book and I love this story and I want other people to love this story, number one, they're not all going to, because that's the nature of art and creative work. But number two, because this is the first one, in 5 years' time, I'm going to have learned so much and my other books are going to be so much better than this one. And that is always going to upset me. But that would be true no matter which book I published first. I'm just going to have to get it to the point where, as long as it makes sense, there are no major plot holes, and it's, relatively well written, I just have to publish it. It just has to go, and then I have to move on to the next one and do better next time. But anyway, that was a ramble to say welcome to the new vlog. It's Monday morning. We will be doing a weekly vlog, basically get this draft finished. Let's see if I can actually hit that deadline on Sunday. Hello and good morning. It's 13th of March, Thursday. I'm getting there. I've finished going through the draft, as in I finished it, sort of. So I finished putting each chapter into this new version and correcting it to make sense timeline-wise. But I'm now going back through it because there's some changes that I decided on halfway through this draft that I decided to make at the beginning. So I'm going back through and making those changes chapter by chapter, which is interesting. I'm losing a few words. We're in minus words today, which is a bit annoying. The draft actually ended up just over 70,000 words when I'd finished before I started deleting stuff at the beginning, which, as I said, my endings are always short. Part of me thinks I'll be fine time-wise. I'll be fine. I'll get it finished probably Saturday and that'll be fine. The other part of me is a little bit worried that I'm not going to get it finished by Sunday. My newsletter should be going out today as well, the 13th. It's currently on my Substack. Where it will go in the future, I'm not sure, but if you want to check it out, the link to my Substack is down below in the description. And other than that, I think I'm going to get back to just deleting stuff and changing stuff and trying to stay away from thoughts of this is all rubbish and I should just give up and quit anyway. I'm so close. Saturday evening and I'm so close. I'm right at the end of Act 3, going into Act 4. It's so much better than it was, I'm hoping. But I felt like this last time, and we all know what happened with the developmental edit. Just hoping that my instincts are right this time. I think I'm finished. It's Sunday afternoon and I've been working on Act 4 this morning. I've just discovered that I can export. Here's another thing about Dabble, for anyone who's interested. I've discovered I can export the document straight from Dabble to a Word document, and the formatting is really good. It's formatted it straight into 12 point Times New Roman, double spaced. It's formatted it with the right paragraphs, spacing and everything. It's put headers in, so in Word you can make like chapter 1 a header, so that if you open the navigation pane on the left, you can jump from chapter to chapter. So I can click on like chapter 10, chapter 12, chapter whatever, and it'll take me straight to that chapter. So I've done that and I think I'm done. I think it's as good as it's going to get before the next round of feedback, which, you know, is the important bit. So all I really need to do, I think, is just save it, send it, which I am nervous about, terrified about, anxious about, because, oh shit, now people are going to read it again. And my worst fear is that the feedback will come back and I will be in the same position where it's not working. It's fundamentally flawed. That's my fear, that it is fundamentally flawed. I just have to fix it to the best of my ability and hope and pray that it's good enough for when I actually hit publish later on this year. And it's exciting and terrifying all at the same time. So I am going to save, close it down, take some deep breaths, open up my email. I'm not very good at emails. I always feel like I don't quite know what to say. I'm going to get the swoosh because I've got my headphones on. Right, it's gone. That's it, it's gone. Oh my god, why does this give me so much anxiety? I mean, the other thing I should do, I haven't looked at this form in ages. I've got 4 beta readers, so I'm going to read the book for free. So, I've exported my manuscript to Google Docs. That's how I'm sharing it with my free beta readers, because that's what they've asked for. So now I'm just thinking about what questions I kind of want to ask them, just to sort of give some guidance, I guess, a little bit. It's hard. It's actually really hard. I never appreciated how hard this was. It's the first time I've ever done a sort of beta reading process from my end, not as a beta reader, but having people beta read my stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is just quickly type out a email that I can just then send to each of them with a unique link for each of them. Yeah, just give them a deadline, probably about 4 weeks, because I think 4 weeks is plenty. My paid beta reader is on a 2-week deadline. That's her turnaround time, 2 weeks. So I should have the feedback back by 31st of March. I feel like 2 weeks for people who aren't being paid to do it might be a little bit short, so I might give them 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, but at the same time, I'm hopeful that they're going to like it. Like, there's going to be some feedback, right? There's going to be some parts that I need to fix, but I'm just hoping that they're going to like it. But it's always a fear, right? In the back of your head, you're thinking, oh my god, what if everybody just hates it? So yeah, let's get on with the email. That's it, just sent them all. So that is paid beta reader done, free beta readers done. I'm hoping that I've remembered to do everything and done it correctly. I'm terrified, but I'm also really excited. I've given them the deadline of 13th of April. So that's it now, about 4 weeks, potentially. Virus Draft 3 is done. I can't believe it's done. My final word count is 73,003 words. I must admit that 3 is a little bit annoying. I feel kind of lost now. I don't have this book to work on for the next few weeks. If you like this vlog, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video.